Today, the day is finally here. We're here at MetaConnect 2025, and I just got hands-on with something that feels straight out of science fiction finally becoming a reality. The Meta Ray-Ban display smart glasses. Forget the old days of clunky headsets and half-baked heads-up displays. These are actual Ray-Bans with a binocular display hidden in one lens. And yes, this is what we've been waiting for since the Google Glass hype train derailed a decade ago. Let's start with the obvious question. How does the display look? Bright. Like really bright. We're talking up to 5,000 nits, full color, and crisp, even when you step outside. Most smart glasses betray themselves with a little glow or reflection, but with these, people around you can't even tell there's a screen. I had my colleague Jay staring right at me during the demo. He didn't notice a thing. Of course, he knew I was distracted, which opens a whole new can of worms about how society deals with invisible screens. But from a pure tech perspective, that's a major flex. Now, let's talk sunlight. For years, ambient light has been the Achilles heel of smart glasses. Meta tackled it with transition lenses that darken outdoors and an adaptive brightness mode that adjusts automatically. I even made the mistake of glancing straight at the sun. Do we try that? And while the display disappears if you do, anywhere else you look stays perfectly readable. That's a game changer for real-world usability. Now, I know you're wondering, can people see my eyes? Yes, they can. There's a difference between privacy and security. If someone tries to peek into your glasses, it's still noticeable. You'll see a ghosting effect in the corners of your vision. If you squint or look away, the display hides whatever they're trying to spy on. And yes, this launches US and Canada only, but it feels like a big first step towards global rollout down the road. But the glasses alone aren't the whole story. Meta is bundling them with a Neural Wristband, and honestly, it feels like the secret sauce. Instead of shouting commands like, "Hey Meta," in public, you control everything silently with subtle hand gestures. Pinch your index finger to select, middle finger to go back, double pinch to pull up the menu, and swipe like a D-pad for navigation. The wild part? You don't need to hold your hand up. Tested gestures at my side and even behind my back, and they worked. Bonus, it even recognized handwriting when I scribbled a text on my lap. Yes, with press-on nails. They were also surprisingly good at picking up my voice. Normally, dictation gets confused by background noise, but in testing, it always nailed my words. Navigating menus, controlling media playback, dismissing notifications, all silent and discreet, and that takes me back to the design. I think they look cool, but the fact that they look like regular sunglasses is the whole point. Unlike headsets, you can wear them anywhere. Unlike huge AR glasses, you can interact with them subtly. From a distance, there's nothing that screams high-tech, except maybe the weird charging port under the frame. So socially, I think they pass the test. Functionally, they also rock. The biggest letdown from past smart glasses is their usefulness. They either projected stuff too small to read or force you to hold up your hands for gestures, breaking immersion. Here, the image size and position adapts to your preferences. In demos, I could resize text to my liking, and even move it around the lens. The display sits in the right lens for most people, though lefties can switch sides. As for motion sickness, there's a slider to adjust your movement threshold. Anything beyond that kicks in after a few seconds. And when you're done, a single pinch lets you hide the display. And yes, you hear a little suction noise, but not loud enough to be distracting. You can always use the wristband's dismiss gesture. Bottom line, whether you're gaming, binging movies, or sharing memories, this setup will not make you feel sick. Now let's dive into the full spec sheet. For gaming, they support AirLink, so no controllers needed. Launch titles include Golf Plus, Table Tennis, and Real VR Fishing. Just like in VR Chat, you can use your own avatars and customize them to your heart's content. And then there's streaming. Movies and shows stay perfectly sharp in my tests. I even watched a Dolby Atmos trailer on Disney Plus, and the spatial audio worked wonders. So make sure to grab some noise-canceling earbuds. For productivity, emails, messages, and documents come right to your view. Big bonus, multitasking is seamless. I can watch a YouTube video while browsing Reddit or edit a spreadsheet while listening to music. And yes, the wristband's D-pad comes in handy for spreadsheets. For social media, think Snapchat filters, but better. You can react with AR emojis, superimpose virtual GIFs on your surroundings, and show off your collection of digital accessories. Best of all, there's no extra hardware needed. Everything you want is already baked into your vision. But let's talk controls. Without the Neural Wristband, you still have basic controls like taking photos, videos, and calls. But for everything else, you'd shout, "Hey Meta," and speak your commands. It's not ideal in a crowded coffee shop. With the wristband, though, you can navigate menus, scroll, select, type, and even dictate your thoughts. Honestly, it feels like the ultimate evolution of voice typing. Speaking of convenience, they thought of charging on the go. The Neural Wristband clips on and charges wirelessly, though you probably won't need to top up unless you have a crazy long commute. For the glasses themselves, the hinge doubles as a stand for your desk. But if you want a full recharge, you'll need to plug in the USB-C cable under the arm. Now let's talk optics, because they're hiding some smarts. The custom lens uses a combination of optical prisms and waveguides to direct the images into your eyes without blocking your peripheral vision. That's a sweet spot they nailed. I saw my surroundings clearly, and the image quality itself felt sharp as high and old. That's thanks to a custom waveguide called Infinity Stack, which increases clarity over standard waveguides. And yes, you can see the reflection of your surroundings in the lenses. But it's only when you're directly in front of a light source. Once you turn sideways, the effect vanishes. In other words, the display blends into your vision seamlessly. But what about privacy? Can people eavesdrop on your screen? Short answer, no. The display projects a personalized view for each eye and turns off when you look away or close one eye. So unless someone peeks into your brain, what you see is your business. And speaking of brains, how does this work? Well, the magic happens inside the Neural Processing Unit, or NPU, which powers the entire system. Thanks to its edge-to-edge architecture, all the computing happens on device. The NPU processes camera feeds, mix, and sensors, making it feel almost instantaneous. In my tests, I never experienced lag or stuttering. For context, this runs completely independently from your phone or computer. It doesn't need Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, but that also means there's no way to transfer files to or from the glasses. So anything you want to access needs to be preloaded onto the device. Fortunately, Meta built in plenty of storage and apps should load faster once you got your glasses paired with your Meta account. Now let's talk software. This is where Meta's years of AI and machine learning expertise really shines. Take face detection. The glasses recognize familiar faces and show you a visual cue. Then a quick pinch brings up a contact card for instant messaging or calling. The device also uses LiDAR to map your surroundings, showing you nearby points of interest and directions to where you want to go. When you make a call, the glasses amplify your voice through the speakers, but the call appears on your buddy's phone as a regular FaceTime call. So it's great for hands-free chats on the go, but not exactly what I'd call immersive. For creators, the possibilities are endless. Imagine filming a TikTok where you point out local landmarks, or recording a family dinner where you can see everyone's expressions. The glasses automatically stitch together footage from both lenses, giving your content a truly cinematic feel. And when you're capturing a moment, the preview appears on the display so you don't miss the shot. Obviously, this begs the question, how much battery life does this stuff eat up? Well, it depends. On the Neural Wristband, it's rated for about 18 hours, which should last through most busy days. The glasses themselves are rated for 6 hours, but that drops to 3 if you're constantly watching videos or gaming. Still, a top-up charge from the wristband should keep you going through a night out. Finally, I'll tackle the elephant in the room, the price. At $799 for the bundle, it's not cheap, but it also feels like a grand entrance into a new era of accessible AR. Meta says they designed it for durability, so hopefully it can handle daily wear and tear. It'll come with prescription lenses, but you can also pop in your own, which might help ease the pain at checkout.
Oh.
The bottom line, the Meta Ray-Ban display feels like the closest thing to a real-life heads-up display. It's bright, discreet, hands-free, and it works in the real world with real people. No more clunky headsets or half-baked AR apps. This is augmented reality made simple. Thank you for joining me today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to our channel for more news and reviews. And follow us on social media for the latest updates. Stay tuned for more from MetaConnect.